Hi everybody, I'm Mr. D, and today I want to take a few moments to explain to you a little bit about a series I'm going to offer in the fall called S Cubed, Successful Sight Singing for Middle School Students and Teachers. I've been teaching middle school music for 20 of my 21 years teaching in public schools. I've taught in 3 states, so I've had a variety of experiences. But when I first started teaching, especially teaching sight singing, I struggled enormously. Every time I would pull out the books for the kids, they would moan. When they would get to measure 2 of any sight singing example, maybe they would have like a dotted quarter going to a quarter note, and it was maybe going fa to sol. They couldn't do it, and they would fail, they would stop, and they would just look at me. And so I felt like a failure, they felt like a failure, they hated sight singing, I hated teaching it, it was just a terrible experience. But over time, I figured out some tricks and a method that I think can work, and I'm going to be offering it on Teacher Pay Teachers in a series starting in August going until March. And so I want you to know what you're going to receive if you purchase these lessons. They're intended to be purchased each lesson one at a time, so that, and I'm going to offer them inexpensively, so that you can actually get to the point that you may have already seen on a previous video. My very first offering on Teacher Pay Teachers, I showed what the final product looks like. And in that video, if you haven't downloaded it, you should probably go ahead and do that. You'll see 100 8th graders in an actual live adjudicated environment. There's an adjudicator in the front of the room, and he's given them 5 minutes to figure out a 3-part example that has dissonances and leaps and all kinds of things in it. And those are my actual students that I have taught since 6th grade. And so if you look at it, you'll see what they can be doing in 8th grade. Now this year's offerings, going from August until March, my objective is to use a beginning class, some kids I've never taught. I'm probably going to use 6th graders. That's my objective. And you're going to see me start from ground zero. Whatever they've learned in public school, they come from 6 different public schools. You're going to see me start with that, and then you're going to see me get to wherever we get in March. And that is what you're going to get. And every day we'll have a video component, and I will give a YouTube link, and you can go right to the YouTube and watch me teaching in that day. It's probably going to be like 5 to 10 minute videos. I usually teach about that long when I teach sight singing. I'll also give you the PDFs to the handouts that I've used with the students on that given day. There will be times later where I'll offer bundles, where you can buy a bunch of things at once so that it's a little less expensive, but I am going to offer them lower rate than other offerings on Teacher Pay Teachers, because it is my intention and hope that you will buy the whole series, because I think that is the way it will work best. It's sequential, it's methodical, and it's usable. Some of the offerings on Teacher Pay Teachers are beautifully slick. I don't think that's what mine are going to be. Mine are going to be definitely usable, and the video I think will help people as they try to figure out what maybe they're missing in their link of sight singing. Maybe you already have a method that you use, but maybe if you add 1 or 2 of these things that I'm doing, it can help your method work well. But I know that mine works. I've had great success with it. My students receive superior ratings in their sight singing repeatedly, and this is very, very difficult sight singing in our state, so we work really hard on it, but we don't spend our lives doing it. We spend a portion of each class doing it. So you'll get all of those daily lessons uploaded over the next several months, starting probably mid-August to the 3rd week of August. I also have a blog that I am offering called In the Middle with Mr. D at Blogspot. If you are a middle school teacher just beginning, you can certainly go there. I'll offer some of the funny stories of some of my greatest failures as a middle school teacher that helped me figure out some things to do along the way. I also have a Facebook page called In the Middle with Mr. D at Facebook. And of course, on Teacher Pay Teachers, I'm listed under Mr. D as well. So I hope that this series will be useful for you, and this will let you know what it is that you'll be buying if you decide to invest in this process. Thank you for your time today, and I hope to hear from some of you on the blog or on Facebook, and have a great school year.